As always, it's a joy to be here with you. Oh, you're dismissed to Mercy Church and off to the nursery and any other various places where we send people when I start to talk. It's a joy to be with you here as always. And so for the month of February, we had a little church retreat yesterday where we talked a little bit about what it means to be both an American Baptist, what it means to be a Christian. So we talked a little bit into doctrine, a little bit into the formative doctrines of what it is that it means for us to be Christians. Talked a little bit about the Apostles' Creed, a little bit about these statements of faith that exist inside of our churches, inside of our denominations, these sorts of things. And so as I was preparing for that, I was kind of inspired, and I thought, too often in the church, and too often in Christianity, we sort of end up going with kind of just what we've always believed. It's kind of just, yeah, I know that stuff. Yeah, it's basic, it's baseline stuff, and sometimes we fail to dig into the core truths of Christianity. The core truths of what it is that we believe, and we sort of gloss over it in favor of, different quote-unquote higher thoughts and a little more educated thought and this, that, and the other, and a little more analysis. And sometimes we are too busy working on the decorations that we forget about the foundation. And so for the month of February, I want to talk a little bit about some of the foundations of our faith, and specifically to dig into some of these main topics or main thoughts of our faith. I was thinking about the Princess Bride this morning as I was getting ready, and I always think of it says, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think. I do not think, I messed it up already. I do not think it means what you think it means. And so this morning we're going to talk about mercy. Because God forbid that any of us get to that place with these concepts of mercy and these high concepts of Christianity where we don't necessarily know either what it means or how to apply it to our lives. These are dangerous thoughts. And so when we talk about mercy, what we're talking about is not getting what you deserved, being relieved from some sort of punishment or consequence that you have earned through action or behavior. And so, the difference between mercy and grace, then, grace is receiving something you did not earn. Mercy is being spared or not receiving something that maybe you did earn through action or through behavior. And these are concepts in our faith that fly in the face of culture. Because culture, and the way that American culture is structured, and our culture specifically, is very much structured around you get what you earn. That is the beginning and the end of the discussion. If you punch a clock, when you go to work, and you punch out at the end of the week, and then you get a paycheck, that paycheck is going to reflect the number of hours you worked. There will rarely be a day where you will open your paycheck and there will just be another $1,000 in there just because. just because. That's not going to happen. That's not how it works. You work and then you earn based on what you did while you worked. It's not rocket science. When I was teaching school, kids would come to me all the time and go, "Oh, I can't believe you gave me that grade on that assignment." I go, "What? I can't believe you gave me that grade on that test." I didn't give you a grade on a test. I gave you a set number of questions that you then gave either correct or incorrect answers to, and your grade was calculated based on that. It's not like I looked at your test and said, most of these look wrong. Looks like a C to me. And just threw it in the next pile. No matter how exhausted I was teaching, I never did that. No, you get the grade you earn based on how many questions you get correct or incorrect. And yet, in the Christian faith, it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes we can get confused about this concept of mercy and think that the salvation we received is in some way earned or deserved by us. Based on good works, based on charity, based on our general pleasantness as a person, or based on the fact that we can sometimes forget human nature. we sometimes trick ourselves into thinking that because the result of what God has done in our lives is salvation, the result of what God has done in our lives is to work all things together for our good, that we can sometimes think, maybe I wasn't that bad in the first place. I didn't give God a lot to forgive anyway. I'm pretty good. I got it pretty much all taken care of. I do good. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I don't punch people. I'm a pretty good person. God didn't really have to forgive that much in me at all. And we forget that because of our nature and because of who we are as people, any sin is equal to all sin. So, if you ever told a lie, because it stands in the comparison to the perfection of God Almighty, it's the same as all sin in God's eyes. Now, if we stop the conversation there, that's a real downer. Right? If I'm like, all right, bow your head with me, we're going to pray, you guys are going to be dismissed. By the way, any sin you commit is the same as all sin in God's eyes. All right, have a great day, you guys. You crazy kids, get out of here. No, that would be a horrible place to end this conversation. Just like it would be horrible if that was the place where you and I ended our lives. Right? Is in this idea that every sin I've committed is as bad as all sin, and so that's just the place where I live in my life right now. No, that's where mercy comes in. We're going to be in John 8 this morning. John 8, we're going to pick up in verse 2. It says, "At dawn he appeared again in the temple courts, where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, 'Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?' They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, 'Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her.' Again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard it began to go away, one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left, with the woman standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, 'Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?' 'No one, sir,' she said. 'Then neither do I condemn you.' Jesus declared, 'Now go and live your life of sin.'" Now, this is a story that comes up a lot, especially when we talk about mercy and forgiveness and these sorts of concepts, because the truth of the matter is that we like this story. I love this story. Woman does something bad. Bad guys come and get her out and say, "We're going to kill her." And Jesus says, "Wait a second. No, you're not." And then they all go away, and Jesus is on the side of the adulteress, and she wins the story, and it's really good. And everybody walks away happy, and we go, "Yeah, good story. Jesus does good." Yes, but there's a lot more at work here. Okay, so what happens is they find this woman caught in adultery, and they bring her to Jesus. And they say, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. What do you say?" They were using the question as a trap. So what's going on here is not necessarily what it seems at first blush. Right? These guys aren't really planning on murdering this woman. Like that's not really their plan. What they're trying to do is they're trying to trick Jesus. They're always trying to trick Jesus. The Pharisees are the Wile E. Coyote of the New Testament. They constantly think, over and over again, "We got it. We got Jesus trapped this time." And consistently, they end up falling into their own trap. And every single time, it happens over and over again. The Pharisees don't get it. That could be one of the themes of the New Testament, is the Pharisees consistently just don't get it. They don't want to kill this woman. They don't have any interest in stoning this woman. What they want to do is to trick Jesus. And so they use this woman as a prop. She's a part of the game that they're trying to play with Jesus. So they bring her and they say, what are we going to do? This is what the law says. So Jesus, are you going to stone her? Jesus, are you going to be so brutal as to do this? But it's what the law says. It's a catch-22. What do? Why are they bringing this question to Jesus? Well, because it's a question that they've had to struggle with. The Pharisees themselves. They said, the law says this, but our culture and the humanity that exists inside us says we shouldn't just go around stoning everybody. That's not good. But for the Pharisees, they landed in this place of conflict where they said, I don't know. What should we do? We don't know. Our law and our scripture says this is wrong and it's deserving of punishment. But we recognize and validate the humanity of this person as much as maybe we are put out by her, or we're disgusted by her, or we don't like her. We don't know what to do. Because before Christ, the process of experiencing this kind of mercy wasn't really there. It didn't really exist. They had sacrifices, they made sacrifices in the temple, but they were imperfect. All of these sacrifices were imperfect. And they did not lead to a deeper personal relationship with God Himself. You see, the only way to have the mercy of Christ is to have the Christ who offers the mercy. It's never going to work outside of that. And so they bring this woman, and what happens is Jesus bends down and starts to write on the ground with his finger. And thus begins the verse that launched 1,000 theological debates. What did Jesus write on the ground? It's better than Who Shot JR. It's better than any of these cliffhangers that you've ever experienced. What did Jesus write on the ground? 2,000 years later, we're still talking about it. They can't say that about anything else. 2,000 years later, we're still saying it. And I love that John doesn't include what Jesus was writing on the ground. Because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You see, there's a lot of thoughts about it. Oh, Jesus was writing stuff about the other guys that were there. All because Jesus knows all of their baggage and their history and their background. And maybe it's true, I don't know. Saying, oh, maybe Jesus was writing all of the law to prove to them that he knew all of the law. Maybe Jesus was writing this. Maybe it was Jesus writing that. The point is this. God does not need your justification to forgive you. God does not need you to clean yourself up and to clean up your act and to go take a shower and to go look nice and to go get everything together to forgive you. God doesn't need to justify your forgiveness by comparing you and saying, well, you're certainly not as bad as the person next to you, so you get forgiveness and mercy. No, God doesn't need to do that either. He is God. He is the embodiment of forgiveness and mercy, and so He forgives because that's who He is. He shows mercy because that's who He is. He does not need your permission to show mercy to the world. He does not need any kind of justification. He doesn't need to make it look right to you. You know, at the end of every presidential term, they say pardons. Always, for people that whether you want to commute sentences or release them from jail or whatever. And it happens every either 4 or 8 years whenever we get rid of a president. They always have the pardon. And then there's always the post-pardon analysis. We got to go convict by convict. And we got to go, okay, this person got pardoned, but this person didn't get pardoned. This person thought they should have. How could they pardon this person? So on and so forth. And it takes about a week to get that out of the news cycle. And you know what the truth of the matter is? It couldn't matter less. It doesn't matter what some pundit on some news show thinks. It doesn't matter what the columnists at the New York Times or the Post think. It doesn't matter what the people sitting around your dining room table think. Because the moment the president signed that pardon, it was done. That person was pardoned. That's it. The moment God forgave you, you were forgiven. That's it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what the person next to you thinks. It doesn't matter what the people in your life think. It doesn't matter whether they approve of the mercy God has shown you or not. You see, here's what happens to us in life is that, you know, we all tend to carry around some baggage. This is a bag that I got at a used bookstore because I have this really bad habit of buying books and then not reading them. There's a word I saw on social media the other day, and it was like it classified it as a compulsion or an addiction, and I got very worried because I thought I do that all the time. My room is full of books I have not read. It's also full of books I have read, but I am a literature hoarder. So I have a couple books in here that I bought, and I got them in this bag. And this bag is going to be used to represent my life today because a bag containing used books is a pretty accurate way to represent my life. And so this is, we all carry around baggage and things. We just do. We carry around this stuff that it makes up our life. It's the weight of our life. Because nobody's life is perfect. Nobody's life is easy, and we all just carry stuff around. That's fine. Maybe it's stuff we've done, maybe it's stuff that's happened to us, maybe it's just circumstances, maybe it's just stuff. And so we carry it around. We adjust ourselves to it. And as we go through life, we have things happen to us, right? I don't know, I have some stuff off my pulpit, so I'll have to come back to this later. We have stuff happen to us, and slowly but surely stuff gets added to our back, right? To our lives. You know, I think about this woman caught in adultery. We don't know that much about her, except that she was caught in adultery. That's like her significant thing. And I would not like to be remembered that way. Something should happen to me, God forbid, or something like that. I don't want you to define me by the worst thing I've ever done, or define me by my sin. I want to be Paul, the guy who bought too many used books, not Paul, the guy who sins, Paul, the guy who messes up, Paul, the guy who makes mistakes. Which is the way these people saw this woman. She was the adulteress. That's who she was. But she didn't start out that way. She started out as a person with a bag, just like all of us. And slowly but surely, day by day, things happened in her life. I don't know. Circumstances. Things she's holding and harboring onto, hurts, scars, things in her life. Bad decisions she's made. Bad relationships she's entered into. Pretty soon, before you know it, the bag that she was holding is now full of stuff. Same bag, same life. But slowly but surely we begin to add things to it. Mistakes and things, and we hold on to them. And now pretty soon, what became something helpful, something I could carry stuff around in, something that was signifier of me, is now a burden to me. It's now something that is difficult and is challenging to me. Something I gotta lug around. Something I gotta figure out how to deal with. It's how sin in our life works. It starts out as something we choose, and then pretty soon it becomes something we have to carry around. Something we gotta deal with. It's how unforgiveness in our lives work. At the beginning you say, I'm not ready to forgive. I'm not ready to let go of that. And pretty soon, it's something you got to carry around. It's how these hurts and these scars and this pain in our life works. Is that at the moment you go, oh, I'm so mad, I'm so angry, I want to get back, I want to get even, I want to justify how I feel. And pretty soon, you're the one left holding the bag. Over and over again. And this is what we do to ourselves. We say, well, I got this bag, and it's just part of my life, but you know what? I can carry this. I can handle this. You know what? I can carry it like this. Look, I can carry it like this, over my shoulder. I can carry it over my other shoulder. You know what? I can carry it like this. I can put it up on my shoulder and carry it like this. You know what? There are so many different ways that I can deal with this. It's not even an issue. Look at, it's not even an issue. I got this. I got this. And that's what we tell ourselves. You see, because the key to mercy is this. God is offering it to you today. God is offering it to you every day. But the question is, are you ready to accept it? You see, because what we do is not just wait for the punishment of others, we punish ourselves. We say, well, I've made my bed, now I gotta lie in it. These are the decisions I've made, these are the choices I've made, these are the things that have happened to me, this is just who I am, this is just my life. I gotta carry it. I gotta do it. And we falsely equate mercy with getting away with something. You see, what happens to all of these guys that are there accusing the adulteress? Jesus begins to write in the sand, and they go away. They go away. If any of these men had stayed, could they not have received the same forgiveness and mercy that the adulteress had? Would Jesus not have been Jesus to them too? But instead they look at the situation, they look at this woman caught in adultery, and Jesus begins to write in the sand, and they go, well, I guess we don't want to condemn her, so I guess I'll just pick up my bag and go home. And at the end of the day, the only person left standing with Jesus is this woman. And he says, where are they? Has no one condemned you? And she says, no one. He says, then neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin. Sometimes we interpret that and we say, well, go now and don't sin again. I go, that is some great advice. You know what, I'm going to do that. I wish I'd thought of that before. I'm just going to never sin anymore. Man, I really wish somebody had said that to me 10 years ago. No, that's not really what it is. You see, what I do and what you do is this, is we understand that this is life. Life happens. We make bad decisions. We do stupid stuff. We have bad stuff happen to us that we have no control over. There are decisions that you've made that you can't change. You can't go back and change. There are things that have happened to you that you had no control over, that just happened to you. And you don't have control over one thing. You can't change the mistakes you've made, and you can't change the things that have happened to you. All you can decide is this: I don't want to carry it anymore. I don't want to be burdened by it anymore. God is waiting to forgive you and show you mercy today, tomorrow, every day. But you have to come to the point where you say, I have got to stop pretending like I have this under control. This is not good. This is bad. It's bad for you. It's going to give you back problems. It's going to give you neck problems. It's going to give you problems in every conceivable part of your life. The longer you hold on to it, the worse it's going to get. Listen to me. Everyone who has sinned has fallen short of the glory of God, and the wages of sin is death. That's the bad news. The good news is, the gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus. Here's where you come in. What are you going to choose? Mercy or judgment? You get to choose. Are you so mad at yourself and so burdened with unforgiveness of yourself that you want judgment? That you say, I deserve this. I just need to be punished for what happened. I want to punish myself. I'm going to continue to sabotage myself and continue to walk down this road because I feel so bad, because I feel like I've earned this, because I feel like I can't let this go. Or will you be ready today to say, I choose mercy. I choose forgiveness. I choose to lay it down. I choose to let it go. Church, this is offered to you this morning. We're going to take communion. The worship team is going to come, and so are the people who are serving communion this morning. They're going to bring